All right, so welcome back to Michael Brue, Real Estate Unlocked. Today, I'm super excited about this. We got you Scott Smith. Not only is he one of my best friends and longtime friends, he's also one of my business partners at Lux Lifestyles. And we actually got him to fly in here today to give you some of the good juice that he's going to give us. So, with no further ado, Scott, I know you and I know everything about you, but the audience doesn't know who you are. So, what are you willing to share and kind of introduce yourself? Give them a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of rare. I'm a lifelong native of Florida. I've sold real estate here for over 3 decades, and it's a family business for me. I started out right through college, getting my bachelor's degree, majoring in real estate and finance, and I love what I do. And I love helping people find their dream home and their investment properties and make the right decisions with their biggest investment.
So, you've basically been in real estate since you were five. And did I hear you say, I think I knew that, but you have a bachelor's degree in real estate?
BBA in real estate and finance.
So could that be why I always have to contact you for the tough stuff? Is that why you have that deep level of knowledge?
Well, that was a long time ago, but I think my experience has built on that to really help me get the right answers.
I think so. And I definitely would like to say that Scott has not only been one of my secret weapons over the years, anytime I get stumped on something, he is what I would consider part of my advisory board. So I would call him and say, hey, what do you think of this? And then he might say, ooh, no, ouch, no. Michael, don't do that. All right. So what I'd like to do is just kind of start off kind of normal and casual. We've both been in the business for a period of time, and we've seen different cycles of the real estate market kind of doing this. So what I would like to know is, what do you see different about the market of the now and the market of years gone by? What do you see as like maybe one or two of the biggest differences?
Okay. So we're on year 11 of a strong seller's market, and that is one of the longest in recent history, which can be a little concerning, although I'm optimistic, especially for Florida, Palm Beach County. Palm Beach County, the values are expected to rise about 6% in the next year, and over the next 5 years, could be 25%. Now, no one has a crystal ball, but that's the expectations due to many factors and our wonderful weather.
I think we have wonderful weather and maybe the makings of like a perfect storm hitting all points in our direction to
Correct.
give us what we would consider an anomaly market. I think at some points we just kind of have to laugh and then get serious and then maybe even cry a little bit in this market because it's been kind of wild.
To expand on your question, it's been a really strange market. It's been a tough market for buyers because the asking price has been the starting price, and if you don't have a super clean offer, cash, short or no inspection period, it is tough to buy a property today.
I don't think we would have ever anticipated something like this.
In all my years, I've never seen anything like this. Even back in the boom in 2005, 2006, it was a tough market for buyers, but nothing like this.
I'd like to call it unique and special.
And a seller's dream.
So, what do you think attributed to some of the reasons why we experienced a down market, in that 2006, 2008 kind of range, and what might be different now?
Okay, there's many different changes where I don't see us having a problem like we did back in 2006, 2007. Back then, there was a perfect storm of predatory lending where people were getting 113, 115% financing, no income verification, very few cash offers. Most people put down 5% at most. And now there's been some changes in the lending guidelines, and it's much tougher to get a loan. And I'm seeing 40 to 50% of the buyers are cash. So even if there is a slowdown, which isn't expected, it's not going to be a crash like we had in the past.
Yeah, would you go as far to say that we've got more liquidity and equity in this type of market than we did in, say, a decade ago or so?
I would say this is the highest level of equity that Americans or Floridians have had in history.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. So, one of the things I was hoping you'd share, and I don't know how comfortable you'll feel with this, but I'm just gonna ask you. You seem to win a lot in this market, and a lot of people come to you, even on our own team, for like expert advice and how to get things done, how to accomplish things. But you're winning a lot with buyers and actually securing them contracts in today's market. Is there anything you're willing to share for either buyers or consumers, or maybe even realtors that could pick up on tips to help them also, kind of win?
There's a combination of factors, but one is that I treat the other realtors as if they're just as important as my buyer or seller. And when you treat the other realtors like that, you get a reputation that you're someone that's good to work with. And I've had two sales in the last month with realtors that got me an advantage, possibly because they wanted to work with me. So that's one key. And then just having the knowledge of the contract to educate the buyer on what level of risk they're willing to take to make it the cleanest offer possible so the seller can't turn it down or will be happy to sign it.
Is there anything specific, like in a contract, that you might pay attention to that would be like strengthening points of an offer?
Yes, so I just sold a oceanfront condo yesterday, and the buyer has the cash, but he wanted to get financing. And a finance offer is a serious disadvantage in this market. So I discussed it with the buyer, who was an attorney. I wrote a cash offer with the right to obtain financing, and that got us the deal.
Nice. Well, that was pretty smart. Well, there you go. That's another reason why we look to people like Scott for this expert advice. So, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about where you might see this market is going? Now, I know you're not Nostradamus, but to me, you're pretty close. Where do you see for like future projections of, where we head in today's market, where we head into the future?
Well, so far in the last 4 or 5 months, it's been an absolute buyer frenzy where you'll show up for a showing and there'll be a line of people out the door waiting to get in. And I don't see that buyer frenzy continuing. It can't go on for too long. And there's some different factors. Part of it is the summer time coming that I think is going to cool the buyer frenzy. And right now, it seems like the asking price is the starting price on properties that are priced correctly. But there's some different factors that lead me to believe that things are going to cool a bit. I think there's going to be some more properties coming on the market, and people that are looking to do like 1031 exchanges. To be safe, I would do it this year. If you're going to downsize, I think now is the time to do it because you max out the sale of your main property, and then you'll pay a little bit more for the smaller property, but you'll be ahead of the game.
So you'll be ahead of the game if you're reallocating the asset by transferring the equity from something where you're still heavily leveraged on a mortgage where something you might be not leveraged at all or leveraged very little.
Well, I wasn't talking about financing leverage, but that's a good point. I was more talking about if your property that was 750,000 last year is now 900,000, and then you go and buy a $350,000 house for 400,000, you're going to be ahead of the game. You'll be a
Oh, I see. That's a great way to look at it. Okay, well, fantastic. Scott, one of the things I would like to do is I would like to give our audience the ability to contact you direct. So, what would you share as far as contact information, or what do you think would be a good thing to share here for the audience?
Well, I'd be happy to hear from anyone, whether they just want to say hi or ask advice. My phone number is 561-719-5133 or scott.smith@compass.com.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to say thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing with us a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so there you guys have it. Michael Brue, Real Estate Unlocked. We're going to be bringing you experts in the field in all different areas of expertise. We're going to be bringing you inspectors. We're going to be bringing you coaches. We're going to be bringing you mortgage professionals. And we're going to try to bring in a little bit of a variant of real estate professionals, maybe not just from one company, but also just trying to get perspective from agents from different companies. So stay tuned because you never know who we're bringing on next.